What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so you may have heard this by now, but I have some breaking news report, and that is that Kawhi Leonard has withdrawn from Team USA, and he will not participate in this year's Summer Olympic Games with the as far as USA basketball. And I think most of us can pretty much guess what this is about. Okay, I don't think that he suffered some sort of unannounced injury, or at the very least, not a real injury. They might say due to some type of injury flare-up as a cover-up, but let's be honest. This is probably a combination of two things. A combination of the fact that he's injury prone as hell. Okay. The guy has not played in 70 games in, I believe, 7 to 8 years. I want to say since 2017 or 2018, one of the two. He has not played in 70 games. I think it was 74 games for the Spurs. It was one of those years, 2017 or 2018. Be as it may, he's missed a ton of games, a shitload of games since he's become a Raptor. And it's not even good enough anymore for him to miss his standard 20, 25 games a season. He still is having issues lasting the postseason. Last couple of years, he hasn't even really played most of the postseason. And then that's your other issue. The last couple of years, you haven't been available to play in the postseason for the most part. How does it look to Clippers fans that you can't play in the postseason and severely reduce the team's chances of winning a title, but you're good at playing Team USA? Now, I know people will say, why don't you get on Giannis Antetokounmpo for it? And Giannis is guilty of the same damn thing. Giannis, you couldn't play in the playoffs. You chose not to play in the playoffs. And you could have. But you chose not to. But you playing for Greece. You know what I'm saying? That ain't a good look, man. And you're starting to come across as a prima donna. You're starting to come across as one of these guys that we, you know what I'm saying, rail against in the NBA. But it's not a good look, man. And I'm pretty sure that the front office, team management pretty much forced his hand on this. Because if you can't play more than 65 games in a season, because the only reason why he was playing all those games in the front end of the season is because he was trying to get the extension. Once he got the extension, in a couple of weeks, he started missing games, like normal, to the point where he wound up missing, like, I think 14 games after missing virtually no games, I think the first 40-something games of the season. And he still wasn't able to play in the postseason. Got hurt. He's always getting hurt. And I know people say you can't blame someone getting hurt. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, at some point, when a person constantly gets hurt like that, but they still can take these max contracts, aren't you kind of hurting the team? And so, you know what I'm saying, you got that. And then if you are missing games and you're not playing Olympic basketball, what's going to happen if you play in the Olympics and add that little wear and tear on your body and then come into next season 1 year older? What you going to play, 35 games, get hurt, miss the postseason, get paid all those millions, sitting as a prospect on the sideline, probably sitting in the owner's box. I mean, come on, man. Like, at some point, man, I used to love Kawhi Leonard, man. But at some point, bro, you're kind of stealing money at some point, man. I hate to use that terminology, but what else is there? Because if I was Kawhi Leonard, And I'm only playing usually 50-something to 60-something games a year. And I'm not available in the postseason because I'm breaking down all the time. But I'm making all this money. The team is doing all these little extra little things for me because I'm a star player. I get all these breaks. The rules don't apply to me half the time for most things. Ah, I mean, can you really be a leader? Like if you're his teammate, can you really respect this dude as a leader? Come on, man. The only reason why he's not really getting called out much is because he played for the Clippers. I mean, he gets called out to an extent, but let him be in New York or the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? He would get called out all the damn time. You know? So at the end of the day, you know, it's not a good look. That's the main thing, man. It's not a good look that you can't play in the postseason. And yeah, they say that he was hurt. And look, let's just go with that. Okay, fine. Let's say he really was legitimately hurt the last couple seasons. Why are you playing in the postseason? I mean, in the Olympics. If you're that injury prone. At least Giannis is less injury prone than this guy. This dude is like his generation's Bill Walton. Damn near. Why are you playing in the Olympics? Shouldn't you be saving yourself for next year as you're becoming increasingly more frail? I mean, am I wrong in this? I forgot to mention this, and I think I have. He's reportedly going to be replaced by Derek White, who's a good, solid, player. Obviously not a superstar, but he could be a good addition to the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? He's an unselfish player. He's not the overall talent, obviously, that Kawhi Leonard is when he's healthy. But Derek White is one of the best supporting players the game has. So that's a good addition to Team USA. So yeah, Kawhi Leonard needs to just sit his ass down and get himself ready for next year, man. And try to make it a goal of his to play in 70 goddamn games. 70. I mean, look, 20 years ago, the average superstar played in 77 games. Superstar, the average, 77 games. But the players today supposed to be bigger, faster, stronger, better. 10 years ago, they played in 72 games. Before this season, with the rule changes, where you lose money and incentives and selections, it was down to 65 games. Like a lot of times, like I tell you, man, a lot of these dudes, they can play these games. They just choose not to. They choose not to. And, as ex-NBA players have said, these guys, sometimes they can play. They say, yeah, I could have played, but I just chose not to. I wanted to take the day off. And sometimes you guys, if you notice, a lot of times these guys take days off when they're playing in these marquee cities. Miami, New York. They want to enjoy. They want to enjoy themselves. You know what I'm saying? They want to enjoy themselves in a lot of different ways. We know what I'm talking about. They don't get reported. And I can understand that to a degree. But shit, man, you got to get out there and work hard. You know what I'm saying? Don't it piss you off when you at work, especially if you're doing grunt work, and on payday magically 15 motherfuckers call out? Oh, man, my cat died, man. I'm sad. I got to bury my cat. I had my cat for 11 years, man. Fifi meant a lot to me. So I got to bury my grief, man. So I'm gonna need a weekend off, man. See that motherfucker at the club that night. Popping bottles and all that shit. Blowing all his check. Imagine having, instead of a check that's $1,200, imagine having, or $1,500, imagine a check that's $450,000 weekly. So anyway, and your choice of the baddest chicks. Come on now. We know what's going on. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.